Can you actually get work done with nothing more than a tablet? I'm here to answer that question. I'm Taylor Martin, this is Pocketnow, and this is going tablet only for a day. Ever since Apple announced its first iPad, and even when the very first tablets were created, the idea of replacing your typical machine with something much more portable, simple, effective, and, well, fun has filled the minds of many, myself included. Of course, the naysayers are en masse. Why would you want to work from a tablet? What sort of benefit does it pose? Or simply, that's stupid. But some have persisted, truly believing it's possible to leave your laptop at home and get real work done from nothing more than a tablet. Is it really possible? Can you actually work from a tablet? The answer isn't so clean-cut. There is no blanket answer for everyone. We all do different types of work, we have different needs, and most importantly, different tolerance levels for dealing with and learning to overcome the sacrifices that inevitably have to be made to go truly mobile. I want to answer an easier question first. Is it really more portable? Yes. My laptop is an early 2013 MacBook Pro with Retina display. It's 1.8 centimeters thick and 4.46 pounds. The tablet I use every single day is an iPad mini with Retina display paired with a Zag Keys cover. Combined, it's 13.8 millimeters thick and 637 grams. The MacBook weighs 1,386 grams more, and it's larger in every dimension by a significant amount. If portability is objective number one, a tablet and keyboard combination wins every time, even against devices like the MacBook Air or an Ultrabook. The larger question is of functionality. Can you actually get everything done from a tablet? Ultimately, that depends on what your work requires. Are you hammering out emails all day long? This setup will excel in that area with the proper email client. Are you creating spreadsheets? It may not be as bad as you think. Writing? This setup is fantastic. No, seriously. 90% of all the words I publish on Pocketnow, or you hear me speak here on YouTube, are written from an iPad. In fact, I'm writing this very script using an iPad mini. I do every day, and I love it. It's easy to talk hypotheticals though. Sure, you can take care of business from a tablet. But at what point do you stop and pull your hair out? How much can you actually accomplish from a tablet before time wasted trying to find workarounds defeats the purpose altogether? Why not actually put it to the test? That's exactly what I did last week. I set out to spend an entire day working with nothing more than an iPad mini and the Zag Keys cover. I chose a long-form piece I had been scheduled to write, which needed research and a lot of fact-checking. And I went to town, not allowing myself to use a laptop unless I hit a wall. The writing aspect is something I'm largely familiar with. I've written literally thousands of articles and scripts from iPads. There are literally dozens of plain text or markdown editors that are perfect for the job. I use IA Writer for its minimalism and Dropbox Sync. And there are also just as many Office suites, which offer rich text formatting, perfect for that term paper. Writing this article was no different aside from the additional fact-checking I had to do. The one thing that makes me more productive on the iPad, its comparatively poor multitasking, is also what makes browsing and researching a little more difficult and time-consuming. With the keyboard shortcuts, however, you can quickly switch tasks and jump back and forth between writing and researching. With the exception of writing actual words, everything from a tablet seems to take 2 to 3 times longer. This is the part that takes patience and temperance. I've been doing it long enough to have found a rhythm that works well for me. Start to finish, writing the feature comparison of the HTC One M8, Galaxy S5, and Xperia Z2 took around 2 hours, and copy editing for mobile is hardly any different from a fully fledged OS. Transforming those written words from a body of text into a finished piece, however, is where this experiment transitioned from a casual jog into hurdles very quickly. There is an official WordPress application for Android and iOS. I've used it in the past and it works. It just isn't my favorite. Instead, I use Blogsy. The UI is cluttered and it has a learning curve, but it's easily the best iOS-based blogging tool, hands down. It was smooth sailing from the start. I typed in the headline and pasted my edited text into the body form. I added categories, tags, and the custom slug. All fine. Then I started hyperlinking all the references. Not a single problem. Adding pictures was the first hurdle. You can pull from your own WordPress database of images, but I can safely assume Blogsy isn't built to handle an image database as heavy as Pocketnow's. So instead of scrolling through a single column of thumbnails that wouldn't even load, I had to find the images on Pocketnow, download them to the iPad, re-upload them to the site from within Blogsy, and then drop them into the body. The other images I gathered from around the web I edited using Photoshop Touch, a fantastically capable and awesome mobile photo editor. This wasn't so bad, except when I added pictures my formatting started bugging out. Big time. Random line breaks were added, and no matter how many times I deleted them from the HTML editor, they would reappear. The more I tried to fix the formatting, the worse it got. Another issue with Blockzy is that while it tries to be a one-size-fits-all client, it doesn't have support for third-party WordPress plugins. So our SEO plugin wasn't supported. After roughly 4 hours of tinkering with format and adding pictures, I decided to save and try once more from Safari. There, I added all the typical SEO stuff and saved again. I reloaded the latest draft from within Blockzy one more time to try and fix the formatting again. No cigar. The more I tried to fix it, the worse the situation got. After a total of nearly 5 hours tinkering with it, I caved, broke out my laptop, fixed the formatting, and was done in a matter of minutes. This article on any other given day, using a combination of a tablet and a laptop, would have taken me approximately 4 hours total, but going mobile only doubled the time it took for me to finish, and I still had to break out a laptop. It's easy to write this off as a major lose on the part of mobile tablets, but it's not nearly that black and white. Tablets have strengths that can be utilized beyond playing games or reading 30 reasons your cat is your actual soulmate. I discovered years ago that I focus better when I have one thing in front of me and it's actually difficult to switch between tasks over and over. One of iOS's worst features is actually one of my favorite things about working from the iPad. Most importantly, the line of work you're in most definitely matters. I wouldn't dare try to edit a serious video from the iPad. I don't even have enough storage to load all the raw footage on the tablet. It's illogical. As long as you set your expectations and don't approach mobile work with an unrealistic goal, working from a tablet can be enjoyable and beneficial. I journal using Day 1 on my iPad almost every day. I prefer it. I prefer writing anything and everything from the iPad. But I know its limitations, and I either use them to my advantage or I use another device to fill the gap. With so many applications at your disposal, there is an application for virtually everything. Office for iPad is surprisingly impressive. Photoshop Touch is a mobile photo editor on steroids. And there are hundreds of other productivity apps I haven't even heard of. Not everyone will be able to or even want to work strictly from a tablet, but the takeaway is that it's a possibility growing more and more likely every day. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click the thumbs up button below, and of course, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this one in the future. Be sure to follow us in all the usual places, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, at Pocketnow. I'm Taylor Martin. You can find me on Twitter at CasperTech, and I will see you next time.